Hello, I'm Laura Sheets. Welcome to Extraordinary Indiana. Today we're examining Carmel. Located due north of Indianapolis, Carmel has experienced explosive growth over the years, transforming from a small bedroom community in the 1960s to the fifth most populated city in Indiana today. The town was named Bethlehem when it was first platted in 1837. The original settlers were Quaker farmers of Irish and British descent. The community's name was changed to Carmel when it was incorporated. The town of Carmel experienced slow but steady growth for the next century, with a population reaching 1,442 in the 1960 U.S. Census. In the 1960s, due primarily to concerns about the negative impacts of busing on the public school education in Marion County, many of the surrounding communities saw an influx of Indianapolis residents in their population. In 1974, a town referendum decided it become a city. Jane Ryman got her first taste of politics when she went door to door, registering people to vote on the east side of Keystone Avenue as development came through. She listened to citizens' concern and was able to find out what issues were on their minds. She was elected to Carmel's first city council. She co-chaired the Citizens Against Parimutuel Committee, a grassroots organization which successfully defeated a proposed racetrack just north of the city in 1978. She was elected Carmel's second mayor in 1979 and oversaw the planning of growth during a period of a rapid expansion for the city.
Well, I went door to door beginning in 1968 to register people to vote. There were 17,000 people in Carmel at the time. And they were very proud of strict zoning. Even in those days, the town board had done a tremendous job. The other thing I want to tell you about is my trip to Chicago. The Environmental Protection Agency had been in operation probably about 3 years, and I took the city engineer, consulting engineer, and the attorney, and the four of us drove up, and we had a day-long meeting with them. They commented that I was the first mayor ever that had come to them. And we asked them, what do you need for us to do so you won't fine us? And we actually brought the lines for sewer and water from Westfield to Clay Township, Fishers, and Carmel. And that took about 3 years. So I lived in the sewers, I always say.
What led to the creation of the business district then along Meridian Street?
I give the Plan Commission of the City of Carmel the credit for developing that and studying that. And they created the business and the professional building corridor that you see today. And I call it the Miracle Mile. And it's the second gateway to beautiful Carmel.
You know, Jane Ryman served as mayor in the 80s, and Carmel was much smaller, but she was critical in getting some of the basic infrastructure in place, making sure that the city grew properly. She also, in her plan commission, people she appointed during that time were so instrumental in making sure we had the US 31 corridor designed properly. As a result, we got this great business tax base that many other suburban communities don't have. And it was those decisions made back in the early 80s that have served Carmel so well over the years.
As Carmel's transformed from a small town to a large city, many of the changes have been unusual for an Indiana community. How has that come about?
One of the things Mayor Jane Ryman taught me when I was first running for mayor in 1995 was you've got to knock on doors and ask people for their vote, and then to listen to them, listen to what their hopes and desires are for their community, their city. And we did that. And I heard that people wanted a downtown. They wanted a place to show off when their friends and relatives came. We didn't have that downtown. They wanted parks and trails. We heard that they wanted to be able to go out for a dinner or a show and not have to, right here in Carmel, not have to leave town. So we took all these ideas that thousands of people gave to us as I did this door-to-door work, and that's what's guided us over the last 20 years, trying to implement the things that we hear from the community that they want.
We'll take a closer look at some of the major industries here and some of the entrepreneurial firms which have grown up around those businesses, the quality of life amenities that took shape, and the intentional planning that has allowed for Carmel's growth. For Extraordinary Indiana, I'm Laura Sheets.